Jennifer Lawrence, Apocalypse Now, and Richard Nixon are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is August 15th, 2022. It is the 227th day of the year. We got 138 days left. It is the 33rd Monday in the 34th week and the 56th day of summer. You got a little over a month till fall, 38 days. Today is National Relaxation Day. National Relaxation Day on August 15th encourages us to slow down and unwind. It's a day focused on taking care of ourselves and taking a moment to relax. I'm a big fan of relaxation. I think this day should be every day. Doesn't just deserve one day, but they do say taking time to recuperate and rejuvenate our tired minds and bodies may help prevent many health risks. Like the founder of this day suggests, too much work can make you sick, run down, tired, and that's just wrong. All right, let's see what else August 15th has given us. 1843, Tivoli Gardens, one of the oldest still intact amusement parks in the world, opens in Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm a big fan of amusement parks. I love roller coasters. I haven't been to one in quite some time. When I grew up in Los Angeles, we had Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Mountain. It was definitely a good place to be if you like roller coasters. Just not that many up here in Portland or anywhere near Portland. We have this one called Enchanted Forest. It's not too far from here, but it's a little kids one. It's nothing terribly exciting, and it is family owned. That's really cool. 1942, World War II, Operation Pedestal. The oil tanker SS Ohio reaches the island of Malta, barely afloat, carrying vital fuel supplies for the island's defense. 1971, President Richard Nixon completes the break from the gold standard by ending convertibility of the United States dollar into gold by foreign investors. 1977, the Big Ear, a radio telescope operated by Ohio State University as part of the SETI program, receives radio signals from deep space. The event is named WOW Signal. That was the name of it, WOW Signal, from the notation made by a volunteer on the project. So he heard a signal and went, WOW Signal, wrote it down, and they went with it. Fun fact, they actually tracked down that signal 7 years later. It came from a guy named Jerry on Alpha Centaurian. Just kidding. 2013, the Smithsonian announces the discovery of the Olingonito, the first carnivorous species found in the Americas in 35 years. Now, there's a creature called an olingo, which looked very similar, except it had a smaller bushier tail. It's part of the raccoon family, and its face was a little stubbier. But at first, they just thought they had another version of it, but upon further investigation, they found out that this was a whole new species that they couldn't even find locals that had a name for it or anything like that. It was pretty much unknown to most humans. Now, I'm sure some of the locals had seen it or something like that, but yeah, it was something we didn't know about living on the earth. Now, that type of thing happens in the ocean. I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but it does happen every now and then, that they find some creature that was living in the deepest parts of the ocean, and we discover it, and we're all, oh, here's another jellyfish that has a light on its forehead. Do jellyfish even have foreheads? You know, there could be a strong argument that actually jellyfish are not from this planet, like they were some kind of microbe on an asteroid and just landed here at some point. Honestly, it's just too weird not to be. That and the octopus. It's like, how? Why? I don't get it. But yeah, new species. Interesting. He can be found in Colombia and parts of the Amazon. 2020, Russia begins production of the Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine. Movies released on August 15th, 1979, Apocalypse Now. What an interesting movie. If you've never seen Apocalypse Now, it is the perfect way to look at the Vietnam War, I think. Just the confusion, the loss of youth, the trauma that affected so many people. If you've never seen Apocalypse Now, it is one of Francis Ford Coppola's best movie, probably his best movie. It had Marlon Brando in it, Lawrence Fishburne, Martin Sheen, Robert Duvall, Dennis Hopper, Arlie Emery, Scott Glenn, Sam Bottoms, Frederick Forrest, who I've met before. He's a little strange. It even had Harrison Ford, and if you see any of the press, like, I don't know, they don't have DVDs anymore, but if you see clips of it or things like that, they always show Harrison Ford. He had a very small role, and it was before he became a big star. As soon as he became a big star, they started kind of pushing him to the front. Look, Harrison Ford's in this movie. But it had Marlon Brando in one of his greatest roles. Here's what it says on the website. This is a war drama set during the Vietnam War, which was directed, produced, and co-written by Francis Ford Coppola. He won the Palme d'Or at Cannes and was nominated for the Best Picture at both the Academy Awards and Golden Globes. The film would be regarded as one of the greatest ever made. It was selected for preservation for the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. Just an insanely good movie. I watched a documentary on it, and they'd filmed most of it in the Philippines. Obviously, they weren't going to Vietnam at the time, 1979. They still had a lot of, I wouldn't say unrest, but there was a lot of weirdness going on because of the Vietnam War. So they filmed it in the Philippines. Well, the Philippine military let them use their helicopters, but occasionally they would have to leave because they were also fighting rebels on one of their islands. So Francis Ford Coppola said he'd be in the middle of getting this big helicopter shot, and all of a sudden the pilots would fire up their helicopters and take off the other direction. And he really never knew why until someone would come tell him as he's watching these helicopters fly off. But that helicopter scene when this helicopter unit attacks this Viet Cong village is one of the most epic battle scenes I have ever seen. Probably the beach in Saving Private Ryan, Normandy Beach, is probably the best, but this one was right up there with it. Born on August 15th, 1990, Jennifer Lawrence. During her summers growing up, she worked as an assistant nurse at her mother's day camp. She graduated from high school in 2 years with a GPA of 3.9. She earned her first Academy Award nomination for her leading role in the 2010 independent feature Winter's Bone, which I've seen that. That's a okay movie. She was, I think, 19 when she filmed that movie, and if you see it, you'll go, that girl's 12. She looks very young in the movie. She married Cook Maroney in 2019. In September of 2021, the couple announced that they were expecting their first child together. Jennifer Lawrence gave birth in February of 2022. She's been in the X-Men, Red Sparrow, the main character for the Hunger Games, Passengers, American Hustle, which she was really good in, Silver Lining Playbook, The Beaver, which was weird, but Passengers is a really good movie. I really enjoyed that movie. It starred her and Chris Pratt, and they're on this spaceship that's going to another planet. This is obviously in the future, but it takes like 60 years to get there, so everyone goes into this sleep mode in these little things, and they're supposed to wake up a couple months before they get there at the same age that they left Earth from. It doesn't go that way. Great movie if you ever get a chance. Died on August 15th, 1935, Will Rogers. Now, this one kind of surprised me because we still hear about Will Rogers every now and then, and his name will pop up in different things, and he's been gone that long. Anyway, he was an actor, aviator, and cowboy, well known for his appearance in such films as Judge Priest and Steamboat Round the Bend. As one of the leaders of the progressive era, he became the highest paid actor in Hollywood. In his youth, he spent his time trying to become a successful ranch owner in Argentina. His father was Clement Rogers, a Cherokee judge and Confederate veteran. He married Betty Blake in 1908 and had 4 children with her before he died in a plane crash in 1935. He once performed in front of Woodrow Wilson, who thoroughly enjoyed his performance. One thing I always picked up from Will Rogers is he always had these great quotes, just amazing quotes about life and different things like that. So he was very political, and he said, "I'm not a member of any organized political party. I'm a Democrat," which I thought was entertaining. Here's some of his greatest quotes. "Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Everybody is ignorant only in different subjects. Make crime pay. Become a lawyer." He's like a walking meme before memes were even a thing. Actually, before computers were a thing. 1935, the television wasn't even a thing yet. Here's another good one. "Everything is funny as long as it happens to somebody else. Life advice for your finances. Buy as much land as you can. They ain't making any more of that stuff." Will Rogers died at Point Barrow, Alaska in a plane accident. He was 55 years old. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, be nice to each other.